Hello and welcome back. Today we are continuing our 2026 journal setup. I am almost done with this series. I have one more video, I believe, after this one, and then we'll be starting something new.
Yeah, I finished off my bills page and now I'm ready to work on my subscriptions page. This one, like I said, I found it really, really helpful because you can just go to these two pages and see about how much I'm paying each and every month. Having this because especially with subscriptions, sometimes they're monthly, sometimes they're like yearly or have some other weird, maybe it's 3 times a year or whatever. But it's nice to have it all in one place. And I found this really helpful because I can just easily flip to these two pages, figure out real quick how much I'm spending each month if I need to, and it helps with budgeting and other essentials. So let's start off by making my header. I just had to go a little bit fancier than normal. Is that gonna bother me that it's really off center? Nah, I could just put some decorations there. It should be fine. All right, and I think I'm gonna use the more flat side of my black Tombow.
Also, I didn't notice I didn't cross my T until a week later when I went to use it.
And I feel like I should kind of blend into what I did on the opposite side.
This way they have similar vibes and feels.
Maybe this would be a good one. That was pretty painless. I feel like they look like they go together too. Now, I didn't really have a whole lot of things I did for this one, but I think I do want to put the months in there because I kind of did end up doing that anyway, so I know when it's coming out. Just do that. I think I'll do the same color stripes as well. And we're getting close to the end for the things that I set up. I only have a few more pages to go. So this next one, I feel like most people do it much earlier, but for me, I like to have it a little bit later.
And that is my yearly calendar. I have a little bit different style than most people do. I only really need a small little calendar. I don't need anything large, and I mostly keep it just for like key events that are going on and also some monthly statistics.
I actually figured out that it wasn't that bad. I did 8 squares and I'm gonna, here, let me write this in pen so you can kind of see. So I'm gonna actually use the little marker that I had to help. So I'm just gonna use this as a little ruler so I know where each one begins and ends. These little boxes on the side. And I do this to kind of keep track of some monthly stats. And these stuff I mostly get from my Fitbit every month, and I just like to see how my fitness and stuff changes and sleep and all that. This top one is money, and this is I've been keeping track of money that I've been spending that wasn't like a need. So I'm not counting like groceries and gas and doctor's appointments and stuff. I'm only counting money that I'm spending that's stuff I don't need. Like if I went out to eat or if I went to Home Goods or Target or something and bought a bunch of stuff. Granted, I'm sure I probably needed it, but it's not something that was a necessity to my everyday living. And I just like to keep track of how much each month I've been doing. And I've actually stayed kind of within a range. And again, that's just helpful budgeting wise. This one stands for zone minutes. So anyone who has a Fitbit would be kind of familiar with that. But it's just activity where my heart rate goes up. And I just look at the monthly average. So average per month, how many
Average minutes per day, my heart rate is elevated.
The next one is exercise, which is pretty similar. Again, this is just get it from my Fitbit. And again, these take just like 3 seconds to do because it does all this data for you already. This is how many days it said I exercised a month. It's pretty interesting. Sometimes I can have a lot of minutes, but not necessarily days I exercise or vice versa, or some will have more than one. So it's interesting to see the two different bits of data. This one is sleep. So like my average sleep time. And it's interesting to see too about how much it changes during certain times of the year. I sleep a lot. And then there's other times of year that I'm not sleeping at all. Well, not sleeping at all, but it's like almost an hour difference. It's kind of crazy to me how I have such a huge swing throughout the year. So I don't know, just like fun stuff. And then the last one is my average steps. And again, not necessary for everyone, but I find this fun to do. And then I do my calendar up at the top. Trying to think what the best way to do this is. And this is where I meant figure things out and I didn't. So I just did the abbreviation. Okay. And then here will be my calendar. In here. And let me go get a computer just to make sure I'm writing my dates right. Oh, I wrote them under the dots. Okay, interesting. That's actually all I do. And then I keep this so I can write what the different things are. I did have a little key, but it was hard because my colors were too harsh. But I think I can come up with a one with the pastels and that'll be better. I think I'm doing more of the pastels this month anyway. Skip one. At the bottom, I'm going to put my little color codes. I had a flip down, but again, I was having that issue where all my little flip downs kept like ripping off. I mean, most of them stayed. This one I think stayed, but I think just right at the bottom should be plenty. And I would just write the birthday or the appointment or whatever over on here. And I liked for birthdays, I liked in parentheses to put their age in because that way I don't have to keep remembering, or it just made it a lot easier. I know people like to use their calendars for other things. This is just for me personally. I don't need the huge calendar where I can write a bunch of stuff in. You know, coloring in and having a corresponding number on the side is plenty for me. And that's just getting to know yourself and what your personal preferences are. I know that would drive some people crazy. But I also do have in my house a big whiteboard calendar, and I go and populate it based off of this and also my Google Calendar as well, because sometimes from meetups and other things, I'll just put them directly on my phone. So I kind of have a weird calendar system, which I'm sure would drive some people crazy, but it works for me, and that's all that matters. And we'll do the other set before we start decorating. Handwriting it does help me be more intimate with the calendar for the year and get kind of an idea of which one seems like it's going to go on forever and which ones will fly by fast. And last but not least, the greatest month of all time. Okay, now I can decorate. I'm not gonna do too much decorating. I did put some little decorations up top last time. Maybe I can do that with these cute little sunflowers. But I always worry when I cut washi tape this small that it doesn't stick for too long because not all washi tape is made the same, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna leave this blank for now. When I add my events on there, that'll help color it a little bit. Almost done. So this is my media pages then. So I can keep track of what kind of things I was watching or reading during this year. I considered doing a book journal, but I don't think I read enough yet to constitute a book journal. I only recently started reading again, and it's only books that are in my book club, which is once a month. So I almost read like 12 books this year, which again for me is a huge improvement, which is awesome. Anytime you do reading is something to celebrate, I think. I'm just gonna do some simple shelves. Now I could do some sort of color scheme for these two, kind of color them whatever color I thought needed to be represented. If I happen to read more than one book a month, I feel like it would just be a waste of effort. I'm sorry. Just gonna draw some vague book-like shapes and some cool funky plants. I'm not even counting how many alleged books I am putting on my impossible shelf here. We're just decorating. So as long as I have more than 12 books, should be okay, I think, for the year. Again, nobody would ever stack books this way. Let's be realistic. It's kind of all over the place. Don't be fearful, because I feel like a lot of people get scared, especially when drawing, and they feel like they're not good at drawing. Just try it out. I mean, these are just rectangle shapes. If you looked at any one individually, it probably looks awful, but as a collective, they look pretty good together. Nobody would know. I think gave a cross impression of plants, so that is good. So we're getting close to the end of my setup. I've got a few more pages left. So I'm sure, as you can guess, if that one's books, my next one is movies. I'm doing what I did last year, which is just make kind of like film strip, and then I just drew pictures in it of movies that I watched. It was pretty fun. Actually, surprisingly, I didn't run out of room because I feel like I go through movie phases. My husband and I will watch a lot of movies, and then we won't watch them like for most of the year. Worst comes to worst, I just won't include one that I've seen like 3.5 trillion times, which is fine. It does remind me, we did watch a movie recently that I haven't put in my. We saw the new Glass Onion movie, which I was pretty excited about. I did like the other ones a lot. This one was okay. Not my favorite out of all of them, but that's fine. Not all of them have to be like. It was still good. It was solid. I feel like it's not one that I would rewatch like over and over and over again. Where like the first one, oh, I love the theme of that one with the like being like literally like a clue board and everything. So good. Knives Out was amazing. And I liked the Glass Onion as well. They were both good. I feel like that is a common thing where trilogies are not easy to do well. And if I need more film strip, I can go and populate another one elsewhere. Ooh, maybe I could even, I didn't even sequence the last time. Maybe I could start here and like sequence. So I could do like throughout the year, what did I watch? That would be fun. So that one's pretty much done. Again, it'll be populated as I watch. And then the final one, I did like anime and TV shows, but honestly, I don't really watch too many TV shows. I mostly ended up watching anime, so I think I can just have it be all like shows. And then whatever shows I watch, that's what ends up on here. That's funny. Alright, I'm gonna go with it. I like to keep track of, especially like my animes, what season and stuff I watched. And I guess for shows too, if I had shows that had multiple seasons. So I'm gonna leave it kind of sparse. Oh, I lied. I have one more page after this, which is my January page setup. And for my shows and stuff, I usually just write down what show it was and I give a star rating. Stars are kind of arbitrary, just how I felt about it, you know. If I actually watched it, most things are given 4.5 to 5 stars. It's not much of a rating. I feel like you could tell if I didn't like it if it never had any rating because I didn't get very far. I didn't even finish what I was watching. Maybe I wrote it in here and then just nothing. So that's my indicator that nope, wasn't for me. And you know what? I did find that gold tape somewhere in here in my stuff. I'm gonna put that in here because I think that'd be pretty. If I can find oh random gold tape. Where'd you hop off to? Be anywhere because of kittens. They tend to find things, like especially the round things. Oh, found it on the floor. I was right, it did hop off. Sparkles. And then there's like nothing up here. Oh, gosh. I'm making it worse. I murdered it. Sorry. Don't really do too many things in like gold color. I don't know if that made it better or worse. It'll be fine. Not a fan. Not a fan. Not gonna lie. Don't like it. Don't know how to fix it, but I don't think that do that will ignore the giant hole that I made in my. It'll be fine, she says. Don't worry about it. Panicking. I think that'll work. That looks more cohesive at least. And my last spread is my monthly spread. And this one, I don't decorate it until the end of the month. So I just kind of set it up and I keep it real easy on purpose because I knew if I had to go and do like I did here for the rest of these, I would never, ever, ever want to write in my journal. It's just too much. So all I do is just write January. I do it straight in pen. Again, I keep it as simple as possible. And then I do a little banner for achievements. And I leave myself some amount of space. I don't really count. And then I leave myself more space for highlights. I know people do all sorts of crazy things. I keep it simple. I just write achievements, write highlights, and then as I go through the month, if I had something I achieved, I just note it in here real quick. If I had some highlights that I wanted to remember, I would write it down here. Then at the end, I would go and just do a quick color on my banners with whatever color I felt like doing, slapdash a couple stickers, maybe some washi tape, and that's it. Any other, stats or anything, these are my stats for January. I don't do them anywhere else. And then these are just journal pages. Just every day I write a little something. It could be 2 sentences. Doesn't matter. It's up to me what I do. That's it. I am all done with my setup. I'll do a quick flip through of my journal so far. So here's my cover. I have my 2026 little slapstick, little rustic, but it's okay. I like it. I love the butterflies. Then we got my year in highlights. I can't wait to write down all my highlights for the year. Then my things to do, which again, I will be populating that soon. My trackers. My goals. Then I have my habit trackers. And again, I will populate this. When did I last? I will populate that one. My bills and subscriptions. I'll populate that one as well. My calendar. My yearly calendar. Books. Movies. Shows. I made it so large. It's very comical. And then my January. So that is it pretty much for the year. And like I said, I'll go and populate those other pages. Maybe I'll do it on camera. I'll see how frisky I'm feeling. Some things I don't necessarily like to share, but I'm excited and can't wait to get started on the new year. Everyone say goodbye, Cookie. Cookie, have a seat. Bye, Cookie. Love you guys. Have a good, wonderful day. Cookie says hi too.
And just like always, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and comment down below if there's anything you want to tell me about.
Hi, Chi. Welcome back. Did I say something that triggered you? Please don't knock over my camera. Say hello. It is the reason why my husband calls her the White Terror. I will give you the loves. All the loves you require, I will give it to you, but please don't run all over my book while I'm trying to write. I love you, little girl. I do love you. I love you lots and lots and lots. However, you driving me crazy, girl. Crazy. You know that? You know what crazy means? Are you being the white terror? That's better, I think. What do you think, Cookie? Does it pass your test?